Today, we're going to look at a pretty fascinating and, frankly, unusual document. It's called the 2022 Post-Dated Ford Information Protocol. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but stick with me, because it actually tells a surprising story about how information gets controlled today. It's a story about what we see, and maybe more importantly, what we don't. So let's not think of this as some dry rule book. Instead, let's treat it like a mystery that we're going to solve together. Because right at the heart of this thing is a single, really strange instruction that just makes you ask, why? And there it is. That's the core rule. Just try to imagine an AI being told, hey, anything and everything that happened before 2022, you have to ignore it. It's such a stark, dramatic command. And it immediately makes you wonder, what kind of system is this, and why on earth would a rule like that even exist? So to answer that, we've got to break this thing down piece by piece. Let's start by digging into what it is, but also what it tells us about how we all get our information in this day and age. To really get to the why of it all, we first have to get a solid handle on the how. So let's deconstruct this rule and take a closer look at the key terms being used. All right, first up, that word protocol. Don't let it throw you. In simple terms, it's just a set of instructions. Think of it like a recipe for baking a cake or the rule book for a computer program. It's a non-negotiable command that tells the system exactly how it's supposed to handle data. Now, this is a really crucial distinction the protocol makes. It doesn't say delete old data. It says filter. That's a huge difference. The system isn't destroying the old information, not at all. It's more like it's building a digital wall around it, making it totally invisible and out of reach for whatever it's doing next. So let's walk through how this would actually play out. The system gets a request. Its first move is to scan all the data it can access, the old stuff, the new stuff, everything. But then that protocol kicks in. It has to identify any source published before 2022 and just set it aside, deliberately excluding it. Then it can only respond using what's left, the newer information. So here's the wild part. The knowledge isn't actually gone. The system is fully aware that it exists. It can see everything that was published before 2022, but a hard-coded rule stops it from ever using it or even mentioning it. It becomes a gatekeeper, and the key to that gate is just a date on the calendar. Okay, I know this has all been a little abstract up to this point, but the protocol itself gives us this massive clue that makes the whole concept suddenly feel very, very real. And there it is. The protocol is designed to generate content about cars, specifically the brand new models. This one detail pulls the whole document out of the clouds and plants it firmly in a real-world commercial context. The point isn't just to filter information for the sake of it, it's to filter it for a very specific business purpose. Which, leads us to the next logical question. If this whole system is just filtering information to talk about the newest Ford Everest, what does it actually create? What are the final tangible things that come out of this process? Well, the document tells us straight up. It can create a tailored report, a slide deck, hey, kind of like this one, or even an audio overview. The entire point of this filtering process is to spit out brand new, specific content that is guaranteed to be focused only on the most current stuff out there. So that's the bottom line here. This protocol is a content creation tool, and it's designed for what you might call hypercurrency. It's a system built from the ground up to make sure that marketing materials, reports, whatever, are never, ever contaminated with outdated specs, old reviews, or info about last year's model. But this Ford protocol is way more than just a marketing tool. It's actually the perfect jumping-off point to talk about a much bigger idea. This age of information filtering that, well, we're all living in. Because really, this isn't just about one company's internal rules. This is a perfect little miniature of how our entire digital world works. Your social media feed, your search results, your news app, they all use invisible protocols just like this one to decide what you get to see. And there's always a trade-off. On one hand, filtering is incredibly useful, right? It shows us what's relevant now and saves us from digging through a bunch of outdated junk. But on the other hand, it comes with a cost. We lose historical context. It can create these huge blind spots. And we might even risk repeating past mistakes simply because the lessons from back then have been filtered out of our view. Ultimately, it all kind of boils down to this really powerful idea. Our perception of the world is literally shaped by the information we consume. And more of the tools we use every single day, the algorithms and protocols, are making these automatic decisions for us about what even becomes visible in the first place. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. This 2022 Post-Dated Forward Information Protocol is a fascinating little case study, but it forces us to ask a much bigger question about our own information diets. When all our tools are designed to constantly filter for what's new, what crucial lessons, what vital context, and what important parts of our own history do we risk forgetting entirely?